Yeah, that's a very developmental period of time where children at that point will try to assert some level of authority. Uh,
Mhm.
if they don't, if all they receive is negativity when they try to assert that level of authority, they will internalize the negativity and either, depending upon their personality characteristics, they'll either A, resent authority or B, submit themselves to authority. And the
Mhm.
way around that is to allow them slowly, I think slowly, it could be quickly, but I think slowly is better, more and more personal responsibilities.
Mhm.
Um, and more and more, I would say more and more challenges. There'll be things that they don't want to do that they need to do, like um, I don't know. I'm just thinking about with my son, like sending my son to the shop to buy certain products.
Mhm. Or
Like,
clean his plates, clean his dishes.
yeah. Do the uh, yeah, work on both the micro and the macro activities. The look at the overall what's happening and you work on performing certain tasks very well and realizing what interests they have and doing the tricky things that sometimes parents do with stimulus, yeah, which is okay. If you do this, I'll do that, which is negotiation as well. Yeah, and I think that if you approach it as understanding that it's negotiation, um, that's fine. But at the same time, as we teach our kids, you also need to just do things sometimes because it's the right thing to do.
Mhm.
Don't okay, yeah. But if I clean my room, will you give me £1 to go to the shop? I'll be like, no, you just clean your room because it's the right thing to do, right? Like
Yeah.
sometimes I will give you something extra, but there's sometimes it's just the right thing to do, and you don't have to expect to get something just because you've done the right thing. Um, I know that's a hard lesson to learn sometimes, but I don't know how you teach it. Like fast forward 20 years, like no one's going to give you anything for keeping a tidy flat, but you'll probably have a better quality of life if you do have one. Yeah,
Mhm.
you'll probably have better levels of friendships. You'll probably be more more organized. Should probably be a sign that you're a healthier person. You don't want to be obsessive about it, but you want to be organized to a certain extent. So, but you just don't know that you don't want to kill creativity, right? Like messy people can be very creative. So you don't want to kill that element of creativity either. I think I've said this before. Sometimes you're going to give a different answer to the same question.
Mhm.
Like some days it's okay, some days it's not okay, and that's because things change, people change, different feelings, different emotions, different ideas. Um, you got to go with the flow in those situations. Realize what the challenges are, realize what the skills you have are, and work on it. Very often, homeschooling is as much a growing process for the parents as it is for the kids, and I look at it as a lot of busy working parents don't have a lot of time, don't have quality time for their kids, and that matters to me. I care about that. I care about
Yeah.
quality time during the quality years, which are the first 12 years. After that, personality is set, habits are set, uh, characteristics are set a, a lot, and there's not much we can do, which is why I'm sort of happy to let them navigate things themselves after that if they want. Um, you can, you can do everything. You can do everything right with. Here's my final point. You can do everything right within the school system and still be unhappy. That would be terrible. So my children's level of happiness, I monitor that, and I'm very aware of that because I want them to be. I want them to be happy. I don't want them to pursue pure happiness in a hedonistic sort of way, because I think that's selfish. But I want them to realize what makes themselves happy and ensure that they have a certain level of that within their own life, and they're not just orientated towards gold stars and A plus and being the most popular kid in class. Because I don't think that translates to long-term success. Because hopefully life is long, right? Hopefully life is long, and you want to implant lessons that are going to resonate way, 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 way in the future.
Mm-hmm.
Not just things about right now. It's also taking responsibility. It's if my kids fail, it's on me. Even if they are their own person, it's still on me. And I'm not going to hold that against them. It's me. It's on me, their success and their failure. Now, some of that is out of my control. I get it. But, you have a certain responsibility. If you build the product, you have a certain responsibility for the quality of the product.
That's true. You're responsible for what you created.
Yeah, it's a certain level of responsibility. Yeah, and eventually when they become an adult, they will be entirely responsible for their own life, but I will still feel responsible and I will consider their failures my failures and their successes my successes, which is where we circle back to our conversation before about having difference between the having kids and not having kids, is that really I will feel that their successes really are personally my successes and their failures really are personally my failures. Yeah, I won't think it's anything collective. I feel it personally.
Yeah.
There's a whole lot of crazy psychology there. The closer you keep the kids in the early years, the closer they will stay to you later in life. Family is family, right? You don't want family to mean nothing.
Mm-hmm.
You want it to mean something. And history is the powerful families in the world are the families that are strong families, where the families work together. That's part of what success is. There's a core of things that matter, and it's nice to A, maybe get some support from family, and B, maybe have a network of people that you can communicate with. And the strange benefits of family that, even if you have a close family, even if you don't have a good relationship with your parents, you might have a good relationship with an uncle or an aunt or a cousin or something like that. And, that can be what matters. It doesn't have, the best relationship doesn't have to be right at the core. It helps, but it doesn't have to be right there. So, it's about finding somebody or someone or some group within that network that you can relate to, because that platform will help in life, I think.
Mm-hmm.
It's the micro things that matter a lot, and